informal, and I'd like you all to be relaxed. But if there's anything I've said that, you know, maybe elicited a question in you, please go ahead. Please ask a question. Sure.
About playing spontaneous works.
Yes.
Is it considered that they're either perhaps somehow channeled through a spirit world to be played out, or that she's playing her own spirit and soul at the moment?
Is there a difference between between channeling and
there is?
And how do you understand that in that way?
Well, if you're channeling, you're actually playing something from an external spirit to your own, to a certain degree. You're more of a superconscious effect than your own direct conscious effect. As to your spirit to yourself, your own soul is closer to you. It's more self-contained. It's not of the entirety. So channeling from the superconsciousness is something different. It's something actually coming in and through you.
I'm glad you brought that up. The idea of channeling and of just originating something. Because when you say it like that, there's still a difference. There's still a separation between the so-called transcendental realm and yourself here as you are now. And truly, the work of conscious music is to break down that separation between the so-called spiritual and what one is in one's present condition. You know, it's very subtle, and that's the thing. Channeling is kind of like opening yourself up to something outside of yourself. I think conscious music is trying to generate something that is co-emergent. That it's not you and it's not it, but it's kind of like a third force, if you will, a presence that is always present, with or without you. You know, with or without the spiritual realm, with or without the material realm. That's what I feel is what conscious music is directing the listener to and the player to remove any kind of separation between that which is ultimate and that which seems relative. And so I'm glad you brought that up, because I do feel that a lot of people believe that spiritual music is somehow beyond this right here. Whereas I feel like truly conscious music makes it, brings it all into perfect alignment, and it's never going to go out of alignment. Or it demonstrates that there's never been an out of alignmentness, if I can say it that way, awkward as that may sound. That has to do a lot with the real work on oneself, where one ultimately dissolves even oneself as some kind of absolute selfness. It's much more than we imagine it to be, and yet, if I can say it in a phrase, I would call it co-emergent, transcendent immanence. Immanence meaning omnipresence. So transcendent and present, and yet co-emergent. So that, you know, it's kind of like the idea of walking with God as God. And I believe our good friends are now in the room. Lubomyr has entered the room. So I now relinquish the floor to our dear friend Lubomyr Melnyk, whom I know you'll appreciate. And come on in, Lubomyr. Are you warmed up enough yet?